Here it is, a beautiful spring, well, it's not even spring, late winter day, March of 2021. And I'm right here in High Falls, my neck of the woods, very close to where our new museum is slowly coming together after many years of effort on the part of a lot of great folks. And you wonder, why am I standing here at 213? But you'll see in a minute. In 1850, when the D&H Canal Company enlarged their canal to the final dimensions, they had to reroute it here in High Falls. So there's the Roundout Creek right there. You can't see the falls at the moment. Maybe we'll get to go see those at some point. But what we're really here to see, over this way, is the remains of Lock 19. That's old Lock 19. And so as we come along right here, you can see the stonework. Well, here, it's going to be fun to actually get down into what's left of the prism. So a lot of the canal, in fact, already, well, that's the level of the canal right about here, what we're looking at right here. That's stonework, the outboard stonework. And then over here, let's wait for it up here, maybe go up a little bit. Hard to see with all those trees still, isn't it? Well, let me see if we can get through the brambles. There you go, the side of the stonework. Here's a Chinaberry, is that? No, wineberry. That's a wineberry, I'm pretty sure. And what we've got here, and a lot of the old locks, we'll look at a couple others. I'm looking right down old Lock 19, and you can see this towpath side, because this was the berm side. Looks like it's pretty well gone. It might be under all that dirt. It looks like most of it's actually fallen into the lock. I mean, in fact, if we look down right here for a minute, there's one of the stones right there. Gee, we could maybe get that back up if we can figure it out, huh? But there you go right there. There's the outboard wall. I've still been trying to figure out. We know most of the locks on the D&H Canal were what we call composite locks, dry laid stone, kind of like this stuff right over here, lined with white oak to make it watertight. But in the final enlargement, our National Historic Landmark 5 Locks Walk, those locks are precision cut masonry, possibly because we had so much good stone around here, but that's speculation to some degree on my part. But I look at these early locks, what's left of them, and it looks like maybe they actually made these out of precision stone too. I've lived here for how many years now? And this is the first I've actually gotten into this lock, so you're here with me. Yeah, so you can see that's the miter gate cutout right there. And look at that's a much smaller cutout because this lock originally was only 9.5 foot wide and it was 75 foot long. But there's enough stonework there to make me believe that these were, the High Falls locks were always cut stone masonry locks and not the composite locks that were cheaper, which is why the canal company went with them. But here, on maybe not enough evidence, I'm inclined to believe that they always use cut stone masonry here in High Falls. It really is something else to see. It's interesting too because this stone looks a little different from what they used later. This lock would have been built by 1827 because everything from Port Jervis to Rondout was watered and operational by the end of 27. They were actually using it to train their workforce. Hey, you know, you can't go to school for this stuff. There you nice shot at the wall right there. But that stone looks much different. It's much bluer. It's more like a blue stone than the white Shogun conglomerate that's more common and that they used in the 1850 iterations. Let me see if I can, what the smartest way for me to get through here is. Let's keep going down the chamber. What do you say? Let's try and get through the chamber, he says. Just want to see if there's any more evidence of what was happening here. You might as well get, since you may never get out off the road and get down here, I'll do it for you. So that's the miter cutout right there. That's got to be 4 3/4 wide because it gate covered half the mouth, if you will. That 9 foot width. And these early, the boats were all 75 foot long, 9 foot wide. The locks were 9.5 foot wide. And they carried 30 tons burden with four 4 foot of water. In the 1840s, as they got more successful, they actually started making the canal deeper. And then they were able to increase the tonnage. They got it as deep as 5.5 feet, and they got up to 80 tons burden on those same size boats. They'd hip them. They'd put walls on the side of the boat so that they could get more coal in that boat. Because it was all about the coal, I tells you. This is fun. I've long neglected these locks, and it's time I make up for that. If I can just manage to get myself in on my precarious footing, down. It's nice to know that if I do anything to myself, we'll have a record of it here, right? You know, what happened to Bill? Well, we lost him in a lock. That's right. Okay, I think I'm going to go up to the side here. So nothing on this other side that I can see. But here I'm going to see all these brambles. Would make it much harder. So by this end of the lock, this is not 75 foot yet, but you can see all along in here the remains, what stone remains there. You know, this is so close to the road, it's very likely that once it didn't hold water, the stone was taken by people and repurposed. But we'll take one last look here, looking east now. The round out to your left, sky up there, and the can you tell I'm still learning this gimbal? And there it is. Let's swing by up here and let you get one more look at it before I close out this segment. Considering that this was built in 1825 or 26, it's amazing we have this much of it. And when I get to Old Locks 18, you'll see even less of a lock. And that'll be another segment here. So here, at this point, the level would have been, this has had a 10 foot of lift, so the water level is probably right about there. In fact, if we really want to know. So now the road is in the way, and it's degraded, but it took a turn here to our right. What we're seeing right ahead of us now here is the towpath. Let me see how close I can get there. Not the truck, but that berm right there, that's the old towpath. It's amazing to me too that that still is extant after all this time.